A big surprise. Lalita, a 10-year-old girl, sowed some tomato seeds in the middle of the kitchen garden. The seeds grew into little plants after a few days. She pulled every weed and never allowed an insect or a worm near her pet plants. When the days were hot, she poured water to the plants at night also. She planted flowers all around her plot to make it beautiful. The flowers also grew and blossomed, but the tomato plants were not so promising except one plant. That plant was a beautiful one. The leaves were green and the tiny green tomatoes began to show. Lalita and her sister Kavita, who is 14, watered the plants daily. A very beautiful large tomato grew in the plant. One day, Lalita's brother said, I am going to take my chickens to the district exhibition. I know they will win the first prize. Lalita at once thought of her large tomato and ran to her sister and said, Kavita, do people take tomatoes to exhibitions? She asked. Of course, they do. There is always a prize for the best and biggest one grown around here. Why don't you take your big tomato? Oh, could I? Lalita jumped and clapped. Why not? Kavita said. Father says it is the finest tomato he has ever seen. You can take it to the exhibition. Don't tell anyone. When judges announce the first prize to Miss Lalita, they will be surprised. Okay, said Lalita. Kavita wrote a card that read, Tomato raised by Lalita aged 10. I hope they won't think the tomato is 10 years old. Lalita laughed. We will carry it in a pretty basket, Kavita said. Later, when they went to the garden to pick the tomato, they were shocked. Why was Lalita happy? What happened in the garden? Why were Kavita and her sister shocked? The large, beautiful tomato was missing. Oh, someone has stolen My beautiful tomato, cried Lalita. Kavita and Lalita were not happy. Lalita was weeping all the way to the exhibition grounds. There they saw pets and vegetables in the display. They could not believe their eyes. Among other tomatoes was Lalita's big beauty. Look, Kavita, that's my tomato, she said with joy. The girls found places near their parents. The judges began to award prizes. Coming to tomatoes, a judge picked Lalita's tomato and said, "This big beauty wins the first prize." It was raised by Miss Lalita, aged 10. Will Miss Lalita step forward? There were claps as Lalita received her blue ribbon. She said, "Thank you." Then she came to her father and said, "Father, how did my tomato get here?" "I brought it. I wanted to surprise you." He laughed. The judge said, "Can anyone suggest a name for this big, beautiful tomato?" Lalita spoke up, the big surprise. All the family members laughed heartily.